I was born to preach the gospel. I was born to preach the gospel. I was born to preach the gospel. And I sure do love my job. Yeah. I was born to preach the gospel. I was born to preach the gospel. I'm born to preach the gospel. And I sure do love my job. Yeah. Yes, I really love my job. I'm a disciple that makes disciples that makes disciples. Oh, I'm a disciple that makes disciples that makes disciples. I'm a disciple that makes disciples that makes disciples. Yes, I'm a disciple that makes disciples that makes disciples. I'm a disciple that makes disciples that makes disciples. I'm a disciple that makes disciples that makes disciples. Get firmly rooted. So let's get firmly rooted. Let's get firmly rooted. So let's get firmly rooted. Oh, I'm a disciple that makes disciples that makes disciples. I'm a disciple that makes disciples that makes disciples. I'm a disciple that makes disciples that makes disciples. Let's get firmly rooted. Firmly rooted. Let's get firmly rooted. Yeshua, 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 Yeshua. I'm a disciple that makes disciples that makes disciples. We're disciples that make disciples that make disciples. We are disciples that make disciples that make disciples. We are disciples that make disciples that make disciples. Let's get firmly rooted. Firmly rooted.
Gentlemen, good morning and happy Thursday morning. I just want to make sure that my microphones and everything are set up. I had to set up something different yesterday, and yep, I think we're working okay. It looks like we're good. Ken Gooch, there you are. Good morning, guys. Brian Vlaming, good morning. Mike Stumpf, good morning. Who else am I seeing out there? I see a couple other names popping up on my phone. We're going to be looking at Psalm 5. Like many of the Psalms, it begins with David, give ear to my words, O Lord, consider my sighing, listen to my cry for help, my King and my God, for to you I pray. And one of the things that we're going to learn from David, who is a man after God's own heart, that when crap would happen in life, his first move was towards God, which for many of us, that's not our first move. Our first move is to react to it emotionally, try to fix it, try to avoid it. David grew to understand that a man of God still has a Lord, who is Jesus, who is watching over our lives and who has a desire and a plan for our lives, and we need to constantly stay in contact with him. And I think it's interesting that he calls God my king, right? Because he's a king. David is the king of Israel. But oftentimes in his Psalms, he mentions the fact that, hey, God, you're my king, which always put David in a servant position, a humble position, not one of arrogance, not one of I got all this and a bag of chips, that I'm everything, everybody's got to bow down to me. David, I think, was probably one of the most humble kings ever because he was humbled every day when he put his relationship with God back in its place, if that makes sense. But the section that I want to look at are actually just the last two verses. He talks about God being a refuge, right? When we think of a refugee camp, a refuge, it is this safe place that finally someone who is at risk, someone who is fearing their lives, can settle. They can take a deep breath. There they'll be cared for. They'll have a roof over their head, a tent, something, and they'll have food. And finally, there is a refuge. He says, but let all who take refuge in you, God, be glad. Let them ever sing for joy. Then he says, spread your protection over them, that those who love your name may rejoice in you. For surely, O Lord, you bless the righteous. You surround them with your favor as with a shield. And I guess what I want us to realize, Jesus says that I've come that you might have life and have it abundantly. That the disciples, the 12 disciples and the disciples that were added to the followers of Jesus, because they were in Jesus' presence, they were provided a favor, a protection. I think sometimes we think that we're doing this all alone. I think the American culture makes us think that we're living independent rather than interdependent as men in our society. But what if today, because of our deep desire to grow closer to Him, what happens is a reciprocal effect of God wanting to be close to us. And when God is close to us, what happens is we receive His favor. We receive His blessing. We receive His protection. We receive His guidance. It's almost a natural effect. It's what He said to the children of Israel. It's what He said to the disciples, lo, I will be with you always. What does that mean? That just like I was with you in this kingdom, in this world, I'm going to still be with you. And my Spirit is going to dwell in you. And He's going to guide you, protect you. And so I just want you to know that there's a blessing. There is a huge benefit in the kingdom of this world for us to be getting closer and closer to God in His kingdom. And that is, He will come close to us as we live in this kingdom, which means, again, we'll have protection, we'll have favor, we'll have guidance, we'll be given direction. It is as if the presence of God is with us as we do our work today, as we do whatever it is that we do today. And so I just wanted to share those words with you from Psalm 5 and some thoughts on my mind. Let's see, Bert Reggiani, there you are. Good morning. Steve Ponoworski, good morning. Gentlemen, that's all I have. Blessings on your day. Make it a firmly rooted day, and may someone see Jesus in us today. Peace.